Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days.
The Macau Black Knights tried to go for their first win after they lost their debut game last March 14 to Reynor Chan, which won again earlier today against TNT. And ever popular Ginebra goes for its first win in its first game here in the Philippine Cup Conference. If there were fireworks in the first game, I'm sure we're going to have a different kind here in the second game. And my partner is loaded with facts and figures and lots of stories about this Macau Black Knights team. Hello, everybody. Sam Sarmenta here with our team, Kinito Henson. This should be an explosive showdown between these two teams, Kinito.
Explosive is the right word to describe this upcoming matchup because unang-una yung Barangay Ginebra. Ito po kanilang unang-unang laro for this conference, the PBA Commissioner's Cup, and for the Macau Black Knights, they're coming off 2 straight losses. Wala pa po silang panalo.
Okay.
So Macau is eager to pick up its first win at the expense of Barangay Ginebra. And you know that Ginebra, this team over the last 6 conferences, wala po silang championship. Their last championship came in the Commissioner's Cup of 2022-23 when they beat the Bay Area Dragons at the Philippine Arena in Game 7 before a packed crowd of over 54,000 people. Now they want to come back. Now they want to be able to nail this victory or this championship. And they've got the smallest import in town.
Yeah.
Justin Brownlee is only 6'4" and 5'8". He's in a forest of tall trees.
And now let's review Macau in their last game when they lost to Reynor Chan 116 to 109, Kinito.
Well, makikita po natin dito yung rebounding story. Reynor Chan badly out-rebounding Macau. Macau plays a very short rotation of about 6 players. 2 second chance points. Oh, ang laki ng diferensya. 20-2. Second half points. Yun din of 64 and 51. Macau actually led by 12 in that game. Could not sustain it because of their short rotation. And towards the end, natampakan na sila ng Reynor Chan.
We have so much more to talk about this team, but we are running short on time. Let's now review Ginebra's Philippine Cup performance when they did it in the previous conference. As Kinito was pointing out, it's been a while since Ginebra has been playing for a championship.
It's been 6 conferences where they've had their title drought. Ito po nangyari sa kanilang Philippine Cup campaign. 7-4 record nila. They won the quarterfinals over Converge. And then they lost the semi-series to San Miguel Beer. Now, over the last 6 conferences, they have made the semifinals every time. Ito naman po ang roster ng Barangay Ginebra. The big change here during the break in between conferences is that Kimar Carino is now in this roster. Nawala po si Ben Adamos. But Carino, according to Coach Timco, not able to play, still recovering from an ACL injury. Maybe give him another 6 weeks and then he'll be cleared to go at it.
Okay. And of course, mukhang si Isaac Go is ready to go. I saw him warming up. I don't know how... he's been coming off an injury as we take a look at Justin. How will Brownlee fare in this conference na ang lalaki ng import Kinito?
Well, ang sabi ni Coach Timco sa atin is that he's very confident that because of his versatility, his ability to play different positions, he will be a very tough matchup for bigger guys. Ito po kanyang mga career averages, close to 30 points a game, 50% shooting. This guy averages a double-double. He's a 6-time PBA champion. This is his 13th conference in the PBA since 2016. And he's a 3-time Best Import awardee. So, you know this guy's a winner. already with 6 championships. And every time that he has played for Barangay Ginebra, Ginebra never finished less than 3rd place.
Okay, we'll get more from Quinito as we sail along. But let's go to the Coliseum announcer for the introduction of the starting lineups for Ginebra and Macau.
From the Macau Black Knights. At guard number 2, Damian Chong Kui. Also at guard number 7, Jenning Leung. At small forward number 5, Phoenix Shackleford. At power forward number 24, Lee Zhaozhu. And at center number 14, Tony Mitchell. Head coach of the Black Knights is Garrett Kelly. And now introducing the starters for the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. At guard from Naga City, number 4, RJ Abarientos. From Aguila City, Pampanga, also at guard, number 14, Stephen Hall. At forward, number 32, Justin Brownlee. Also at forward from Cagayan Valley, number 1, Troy Rosario. And from Sasmuan, Pampanga, at center, number 25, Japet Aguilar. Head coach of Barangay Ginebra is Tim Code. Game officials are Bing Oliva, Mike Localiza, Jeff Tantay, and Jerry Luzon.
And these are the guys with the whistles tonight. Oliva, Cordeliza, Tantay, and Solon. As you take a look at the starting lineup. Sa Macau, meron bang changes starting lineup, Quinito?
Yes, Lee is going to be starting here for Macau. This is going to be his first start sa conference. And let's see whether he can give some spark to this team that is still winless sa ating conference.
And we are underway with the second game. Boy, that first game, dami nangyari doon sa game na yun.
Naku, katakot-takot na nangyari. But very
Pareho tayo
exciting.
nakatutok sa monitor doon sa kwarto natin.
And it was just a 3-point victory. What about that big 4-point shot galing kay Octana that brought the lead down to 1 point? Still anybody's ball game.
Macau missing their first attempt and the ball will be retained by the Black Knights. Anong history din itong team na ito? Briefly, Quinito, itong Macau. Ano bang pinanggalingan nito?
Marami na silang mga tournament na nasalihan. Yung the Asian tournament, they've also played in the EASL. And some of these players, in particular si Ramon Cao, played for the Hong Kong Eastern team that was a guest team in the PBA last conference, or last season rather. But ito, makikita natin dito how Japet Aguilar is going to be playing against the big guy, si Tony Mitchell, who is a 6'8 player, former Detroit Piston player. Also has played for NLEX in the PBA, also played for Pure Food. So this guy's a 2-time former PBA import in the Commissioner's Cup.
Okay, hindi kompleto ang araw natin kung hindi natin papasadahan itong Dean's List mo.
Well, yung ating Dean's List, unang-una for Ginebra, importante sa kanila is they need to make those closeouts tight because yung Macau takes 48% of their shots from either 3 or 4, and they're also number 2 sa liga natin in terms of perimeter points. And secondly, they need to be able to get
Clog the passing lanes.
they have to clog the passing lanes because 3 players from Macau are actually averaging at least 5 assists a game. And finally, they need to control the boards. And that's because, as we said, Brownlee is the league's shortest import. Let's see whether he can get ample support from Holt, from Japet Aguilar, Isaac Go in control of the boards.
Wow, what a touch pass by RJ Abarientos. Alam mo, si Teamcom historically, no, hindi nagpapalit-palit lagi ng import yan. Ang tagal niya sumama kay Sean Chambers nung nasa Alaska siya ngayon with Justin Brownlee. And it's 4-0 Ginebra with the early lead.
And look at the way Barangay Ginebra clogs the lane. But that was because Mitchell was there and they grabbed the ball. Ano kaya yung nangyari?
Kick ball.
May kick ball. But ito yung sinasabi natin about clogging the lane. And but first of all, ito yung wide open shot. On a beautiful pass galing kay RJ Abarientos. Troy Rosario wide open for that incursion.
Okay, pasok mo itong Dean's List mo.
Well, for Dean's List for Macau, unang-una pressure into turnovers. Yung Macau is number 1 in turnover points sa liga natin. They're also number 2 in forcing opponents' turnovers. Plus, in the last conference, Barangay Ginebra was number 10 in most turnovers. So I think it's also important that they force Justin Brownlee to pass, not make him score. Slow it down because they're playing basically a six-man rotation.
As Quinito was going through his dean's list for Macau, Leong delivered a three-point shot.
Leong was a deadly shooter. He shoots actually better from 4 than 3. He's shooting 36.4% from 4 and 26.7% from 3. Maya, we're going to talk about the history of Jenning Leong because he has a lot of wonderful memories of growing up in the Philippines.
Three-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Ito yung tira, galing kay Jenning Leong.
And
Justin Brownlee at the line.
takes care of the first free throw. Ginebra with a 2-point lead. Tony Mitchell has been brought out early on.
And very early. I'm sure for some instructions na manggagaling kay Coach Garrett Kelly.
Wow, si Kelly parang NBA ang dating, ano?
Oo, nakakoten tayo.
Dapat dito sa panel nagtrabaho yan. Hindi
So,
naman.
1 out of 2 here for Justin Brownlee. But may offensive rebound ng Barangay Ginebra.
Abarientos challenges the interior, turnaround shot, will rim out.
That's a big boy rebound coming from Raymond Cao, 6'8", born in Sydney, Australia, of Chinese stock. Oh, what a shot.
Oh, ganda ng driver. John Cui taking care of that drive, and now it is a tied first quarter at 5.
Only a 5'8" player, si Chong Cui, but you know, he holds the only triple-double registered in the EASL. This guy can score, can pass, can rebound. As an outside shot na hindi pumasok. Only one attempt here for Barangay Ginebra.
Sanay na rin maglaro marami dito sa Macau, dito sa Pilipinas. 5 all in score natin, first deadlock.
Matandaan din natin yung Macau had that exhibition game with Gilas.
Oh yes, nga pala. No? In the meantime, ball is loose for the rebound. Abarientos could not put a hand on it. The drive, nadapa, and a 24-second shot clock. And John Cui could not put it up.
Napansin natin, Seb, pagkapasok ni Chong Cui kaagad, may nakahalang.
Yung clock the lane.
Yeah, the clock the lane principle ng Barangay Ginebra, just making it difficult for any incursion. Kanya tuloy, nadapa si Chong Cui because nandun yung depensa ng Barangay Ginebra.
Here's Jacket.
Oh, what a move, what a move. Hindi na
Couldn't
pumasok.
finish. Tip in by Brownlee. It won't bite.
And Cao again with a rebound.
Malaki rin to si Cao, eh. No?
Malaki.
Turn around shot forward.
And Leong again with that nice soft touch. This guy is a shooter. Medium range jumper. Falling para sa kanya.
And it is Macau in the lead by 2. 7-5 here in the first quarter with 4 minutes going by us here. Brownlee. It stays down and we're tied for the second time.
Napansin natin si Brownlee is bringing Raymond Cao outside.
Drive. Aya, rebound, follow-up. Yes, that'll work.
And Xi now getting his first 2 points. He's giving good relief for Raymond Cao underneath.
Libre si Brownlee. Favorito.
That kind of consistency from the outside. Yan ang makikita natin that Brownlee gives that other imports won't necessarily give. Yan ang advantage ni Brownlee, yung kanyang versatility.
Libre. That will not work, however, for Cao.
And look at that rebound. Brownlee was not in rebounding position, pero siya pa din na nakakuha ng rebound galing sa labas.
Abarientos courts the inside. Too much traffic. Forced to kick it outside. They have 10 seconds on this offensive set. Brownlee cuts up the inside, ups to pass to Rosario. Abarientos drops it. It's a 3.
That's clean as a whistle for Abarientos.
Second rainbow connection by Barangay Ginebra. They lead by 4. Penetration will work.
Chong Cui. Again, that magnificent drive coming from that small man.
Tapang, ano?
You know, he reminds you of Spud Whip.
Oo,
Ang liit niya, he can jump, he can sky, he can also shoot that jumper. Oo.
Ito si Brownlee, top of the keyhole. Kao is watching him closely. They know each other so well, and there's going to be a reach-in foul. Could be on Kao here.
You also notice ang ginagawa dito ni Coach Garrett Kelly ng Macau. He is deepening his rotation. Tony Mitchell was sitting down. Tapos si Shackelford was also sitting down. Now both of those key players are back on the floor. So he's giving them some rest. He's pacing his players. And he knows it's a 48-minute game. Hindi sanay ang Macau to play 48 minutes.
12-12, no?
Yeah, they're playing, they usually play
The
under FIBA rules.
The 10-minute quarters. No? It is 13-11. Ginebra by two Rainbows has created an early lead. But let's see what they do here as Brownlee turn around. Bang!
Now he's finding it too easy to get to his sweet spot.
Brownlee has 8 of the 15 points so far. Ginebra and a block.
Brownlee doing it on both ends. Offense, defense. This guy's 37 years old, but he knows the PBA like the back of his
I
head.
don't think he knows he's 37. In the meantime, with 5:57 to go, we'll take a break, and I think our reporter, Eileen Chi, will come back with a report when we return.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
They can be a passer out, fellas. All right? He's quick, he's good. You got to give RJ some help out
Live
there.
here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum for our second day today. This is Barangay Ginebra versus Macau. But looking at Barangay Ginebra, medyo na busy sila during the off-season. Kaya naman 2 weeks before today lang sila nakompleto, offsetting it with twice-a-day practice. Ika nga ni Coach Richard Del Rosario, we were handicapped, but the good thing is that we are playing with our resident import, with familiarity being our biggest asset. Dagdag pa dito ang pagbabalik ni Isaac Go at ni Kay Marcarino, who is just recovering and is set to play in April. Loaded and energized ang front court ng Barangay. So for Coach Chard, today will be about showing their improvements on defense. Matagal ang oras na nilagay nila dito during the off-season, which will be even more important today as Scotty Thompson will be sitting out this game due to aggravated elbow tendonitis. Back to you.
Boy, grabe, sounds terrible. Aggravated elbow tendonitis. Dr. Shi,
That's big news, ha? At si Scotty Thompson, hindi makakalaro dito. Giving opportunity for the others.
And si Scotty always plays well against the teams from Macau or Hong Kong. In the meantime, first free throw is in the bag.
And Jenning Leung,
Sige, go.
yeah,
Sorry
napagit
na.
natin, no? This guy spent a lot of his years dito sa ating bansa. He was 1 year old when his family moved to Los Baños. His father was a rice scientist with the International Rice Research Institute attached to the UP Los Baños. So si Jenning Leung stayed here until he was 17 years old.
Tagal,
He studied at Brent High School, and one of his teammates, as Papariento scoring from the outside, one of Leung's high school teammates at Brent was the son of Coach Tim Cone, Kevin Leung.
Sipin mo, no? Rice Institute, tayo nag-umpisang niyang dito sa Pilipinas. In the meantime, the double team inside the Mitchell, offensive foul most likely. Is it or not? Quite. Was the defense moving? Referees confer.
Well, Abarientos is down.
It's foul on
Yeah, it
Abarientos.
is a foul on Abarientos.
I think he was on the move as he tried. He did not establish position. That's what we want to say. You'll see it here.
He wanted to get the charge. Ito makita natin. No?
Ayan, hindi established eh.
That's a close call.
Very close.
Very close. Ewan ko lang kung hindi na na-establish yung defensive position. Yeah, it looked like both feet were on the ground. But the call will go Tony Mitchell's way.
Here's lowdown on Mitchell and what he did against Reynolds Shine.
Tony Mitchell was a second-round draft choice ng Detroit Pistons. Got to play for the Pistons 19 games in the NBA. And as we mentioned earlier, nakalaro na yan sa PBA. Played for Pure Food, played for NLEX as an import. Isaac Go
We'll see
played only
action,
7 games for Ginebra. The previous last season.
Tagal din na injury ito.
Oo, hindi naglaro yan last conference. But he came in that trade from Terra Firma.
I like your column when you said, is Terra Firma for real?
Oo.
Diba?
I think they are. That's a 3-0 start.
And you also had a very nice piece on the late Lito Tacuan. Beautiful story, Kinito. And I mean, Justin Brownlee now with 10 of the 20 points of Ginebra.
Well, right now, he's unstoppable. There's nobody who can defend him. And he's not even trying. He's settling for jump shots. He's not even going strong towards hole. That's an outside shot.
Cao drills in a 3 and cuts down the Ginebra lead to 2. Outside we go. 3 on its way. Not quite. And the rebound claimed by Mitchell. Here's the push by Macau. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Gusto ng Pinoy yan. Mitchell.
Looking for 4.
Ayaw kumagat. And Abarientos snares the board. Brownlee. And they Ginebra
Yung
slow
mga
down.
galang ni Chongqui reminds me of that Instagram sensation. Si K Showtime. Grabe. Ginagawa niya, no? He's drawing the crowd wherever he goes.
Isaac Go with an offensive rebound. Shot clock reduced to 7. This shot will not work, however.
Wide open shot para kay Isaac Go.
Here's Chong Kui. Ganda ng dazzle dribble niya. Locked and Brownlee took it away. 4 on 2 being carved out by Ginebra. A lot of shoving and pushing. That won't work. Follow up by Troy Rosario.
Barangay Ginebra running the floor. Getting an easy opportunity for an offensive putback because hindi nakakababa yung mga malalaki ng Macau. And Macau is called for the illegal pick
by Li Xiao Jashu. Iba ba ang tawag ng illegal screen sa FIBA at saka sa PBA?
Pareho din.
Pareho na.
Pareho din, yeah. Look at this move here by Brownlee that he missed. And 2 offensive rebounders against 1 defensive rebounder for Macau.
Hindi po ba ang Macau? Okay, may timeout tayo. Magbabalik tayo. Lamang ang Ginebra ng 22-80.
Philippines basketball is really intelligent basketball players, really pass the ball well, really physical, very skilled, just high-level basketball players. They think the game, they pass the ball, they share the ball, they play the right way, and we know we're going to be in for a battle physically. The guys are bigger and stronger than us, but I think we're maybe faster and hopefully up for the challenge.
Okay, yan po si Coach Garrett Richard Kelly, kupunan ng Macau. Padala natin ngayon kay Eileen. Si Eileen.
Gentlemen, hindi pinalampas ni Coach Garrett Kelly ang 5 rest days na binigay sa kanya para mapag-usapan ang kanilang 0-2 start. Ika nga niya, we made sure to have hard practice focusing kung niya ito ay rebounding at depensa with rain or shine getting 69 versus their 46. Kaya naman dagdag niya, they are indeed a smaller roster, so kailangan daw nilang masanay turning their back and boxing out when shots don't fall versus just watching the ball. Pagdating naman sa opensa, ika ni Coach Jarrett, I like our shot selection. It's just a matter of getting into game shape. He is expecting to come out better today, pero binabalansa niya rin ito, saying, we just got a couple of practices in. My estimate is that it is by April na mas pulido na kami. Balik sa inyo.
And they're hoping, Eileen, that they don't run out of games before they really get into shape. 22-18. Thank you, Eileen Shi. In the meantime, misses on both ends of the floor. Here's Damian. Ganda niya mag-dribble, ano? Ganda ng handles niya. Hindi lang pumasok ang tira, lumanding sa kamay ni Isaac on rebound. Nards Pinto is in the game for the first time for Ginebra. Pinto sees a crack in the wall. Went out to Brownlee. Is it another three? Not this time. Ball is loose. It will stay there despite the fact baka hinawakan ni David. It will stay with Ginebra. Brownlee will get that usual rest between quarters.
And some adjustments in the sub-patterns ni Coach Tim Cohn. You notice that since Scotty Thompson
is not playing,
si Abarientos, who started only 4 out of the 19 games ng Barangay Ginebra last conference, got his start here. And then Nards Pinto off the bench, getting some playing time very early in this contest. So yung adjustment na nakikita natin ng Barangay Ginebra.
From the Barangay, 22-18 tally here. Nakakasabay naman yung Macau. Hindi lang pumapasok yung mga tira nila.
But here's Chong Kui being defended here by Pinto. There's a steal. There's going to be a foul.
Si referee Tantay making this call kanino.
I think it will be foul on Macau.
Kay Chong Kui.
Now they're going to check whether it's transition take.
Yeah, it's a take foul, ano? Kasi medyo nahawak na ni Nards yung bola, eh.
Naka-establish siya ng possession si Nards Pinto. Ito makita natin kung ano nangyari.
Linis yung sundot, eh.
Ito yung nawala sa kanya.
Tumaas yung bola.
Oo, nawala sa kanya yung bola. Ito na si Pinto was almost...
Did he have control over the ball?
Almost had control, but I don't think he was able to establish possession. They gave him transition take.
Take foul.
They gave him transition take.
Kasi on the move na siya, in a way, no?
Yes. And he did have 2 dribbles with the ball before he was fouled. So, but I thought hindi niya
firmly controlled. Pero sabi niya, hawak ko na siya. Dinadribble ko na. Pumasok ang free throw.
Yeah, and those are the things that our guest team should be familiar with. Yung transition take natin. Penalty for that, of course, is 1 technical free throw and then possession.
5-point lead by Barangay Ginebra, 23-18 with less than 2 minutes in this opening period. Here's David, shaking free, opting to pass to Go, who has to extend himself. Shot clock at 9, his pass, read by Macau.
Ito na si Chong Kui. Ang bilis.
At huli ni David sa taas. Here comes Gray. Lead pass. Here comes Pinto. Does he have runners on the side? David wide open. Almost, but not quite.
Only one chance here for Barangay Ginebra. Lumalaban sa rebounding ang Macau. Jenning Leung. And that's going to be a foul on David.
Kasi sundot ng sundot, eh. He was trying to make up for that miss on the other end.
Tsaka nabibigyan ng magandang ball screen si Jenning Leung.
So, ang tindi pala ng roots nito sa Pilipinas,
Oo. Imagine he spent 16 years of his life in the Philippines. It's going to be a foul here.
Sa Los Baños.
Yes, sa Los Baños. Well, also he was commuting because he did stay in Brent.
Well, ang Brent, medyo malapit na ng court.
Mamplasan, oo.
In the meantime, a foul against Ginebra.
Nasa penalty na.
Yes, they are.
Actually, both teams in a penalty. Here's Chong Kui. He also has a very colorful life history.
You
know, when he was 4 years old, his mother was murdered in a house invasion. And they were living in New York. And then his father was shot and stabbed 4 times. But he survived. But
the father, that is,
yes.
survived.
And about 8 years later, the father was shot in the back. And he is paralyzed, wheelchair-bound. But during the time when Chong Kui was playing college basketball in the U.S., his father would watch practically every single game in a wheelchair, even traveling for away games ni Chong Kui. Malapit siya sa kanyang ama.
Okay. Well, pagka ganun naman ang loss ng pamilya, biglang the others who are left behind will gel even closer as Pinto is on the free throw line. We have Robert Torres about to come in. He'll replace Isaac Go in the Ginebra roster.
Now, since both teams are in the penalty, you're going to see a lot of free throws being taken.
Mahaba na yung first game kanina kasi ang dami nangyari, di ba? Nagkaroon ng hatawan. So, I'm sure Coach, Commissioner Willie Marshall will be busy tomorrow or in the days ahead.
Yan yung playing point guard.
And he drives.
Si Chongqui.
Outside we go. Here's Cao.
Raymond Cao.
Turn around. Ayaw.
That's a good shot.
Troy Rosario doing a good job.
Ang problema, kung tumitira si Cao sa labas, wala nang kukuha ng rebound sa ilalim.
Exactly. Troy Rosario. Pick and roll. Norbert unable to form a shooting pattern here. Shot clock at 7. David is bottled up. Stolen from behind.
Almost a counter steal. Here's Jenning Leung on the attack. But nakita niya yung defensa. So he opted to just pass the ball out. But nasa penalty naman.
Ang saya-saya sa play-by-play. You're going Chinese, then suddenly an English name. And then English name. Then you do a Chinese name. Diba? Yun ang challenge dun eh. Diba? Kasi gaya nitong si Shackelford, no? Phoenix
Shackelford,
Gardena Shackelford.
Jenning Leung.
Si Leung.
Halos hindi na bimintis yan from the free throw line.
24-20 ang score. No lead larger than 5 for Ginebra so far. Both in penalty. Go ahead.
6 out of 8 from the free throw line in the previous 2 games.
And he has 9 points so far in this opening quarter. And the lead of Ginebra is cut down to 3.
But Ginebra can't seem to pull away.
Hindi, no? Nakatikit itong Macau. Medyo aggressive yung depensa nila. David bobbled, recovered.
It's a zone defense that they're playing.
Baseline attempt. Ayaw maiwan sa loob. Rebound tinangay ng Macau. Takbo. Wala nang oras ang ating first quarter.
Matapos, that was what they wanted.
Matapos ang first quarter, si Justin Brownlee medyo pumutok na. Hindi lang medyo. Siya ay mainit ang kamay. And Kinito pointed out, shortest import in the tournament. And that is always going to augur well for the campaign of Ginebra, looking for their first win in their first game here in the conference. Back in a moment, just second quarter.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Ginebra more or less in control of the pace of the ball game, but not without some challenges from Macau. Review of who Justin Brownlee is.
Ito naman ang resume ni JB, 6-time PBA champion. Napagitan natin yan. 3-time best import of the conference. Asian Games gold medalist. Yes, he did lead the Philippines to that gold medal in the last Asian Games. And he will be back to defend that gold medal in the Asian Games this year in Nagoya. Ang pong ating Gilas naturalized player. In the first quarter, both these teams rebounding the ball well. Both of them with 14 rebounds apiece. Eto na yung outside shot.
Torres knocking down Ginebra's 4th rainbow.
Perimeter points are coming in quickly for Barangay Ginebra. Nakaka-18 perimeter points na sila. And Macau has scored only 6 from the perimeter.
And Ginebra allowing Macau only 1 attempt in most of the forays of the Knights. In the meantime, David directing traffic.
Chongqui is back on the floor.
Good
David
give and
going
go
up against Chongqui. Bagsak dun si Jason David. Let's see if it's going to be a bad foul, regular foul.
May foul ba? Wala yata tawag eh.
So far, wala.
Wala eh. Parang he crumbled on his own, ha? I will check on the replay
But
later.
he's holding on to his knee,
right knee.
which is not a good sign. Ang batan nyo doon si Chong Kui. Kanya nakita ni Jason David. Meron siyang height advantage. So he wanted to go aggressive down the baseline.
David will be replaced right now.
You know, looking at the stats, very close, very close. In terms of assists in the first quarter, Barangay Ginebra with just one more assist
Hindi makatayo
than
si,
Macau.
hindi makatayo si David.
Doesn't look bad. He doesn't look good. He's holding on to that knee.
Hindi siya makatayo on his own accord. Ito kinito silipin natin.
Ito makita natin, gumagalaw si Jason David.
Si Chong Kui ang kasama. Oh, ito na. Tumiklop on its own eh.
On his own. And the crowd seeing it from the big Jumbotron here sa Araneta Coliseum. And there was a reaction from the crowd. By the way, we've got a nice-sized crowd.
Yes, sir.
It's a holiday today.
Yeah.
And of course, the attraction of Ball playing the first game.
Boy, the big win by Rain or Shine. Close. And now earlier they were bringing out the wheelchair. Mukhang the wheelchair will not help. And now they're bringing out the stretcher, Kinito, from the dugout area. Kasi tuhod eh, nakatiklop eh. Sasakay mo sa wheelchair.
Now, there was no contact on the part of Chong Kui.
Si Scotty Thompson on your picture, of course, not hoping, of course, and praying that his teammate will not suffer that much.
And Jason David has been playing very well.
Alam mo, the ultimate nightmare horror ng isang player ang injury. Ito, on his own eh, no? Tumiklop eh.
Totoo yun.
As you see, Ralph Koo, the other players as well. And there's Isaac Go. He knows, he's been there.
You know, he did very well in the last conference. Jason David averaged 6.3 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 assists.
You know, I've often wondered why people applaud pag may injury ganun. And I think I'm beginning to sense that it's a way of wishing we hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Diba? More than anything else, we hope you will recover. We
And
don't
also
want to
to
see this.
honor a fallen warrior.
Yeah.
Yan po si Jason David. Last conference, he averaged 16 minutes, 43 seconds a game. So he was getting more and more playing time.
Pinagkakatiwalaan na siya ni Tim Cone.
Gaining a lot of confidence, and Coach Tim Cone giving him an opportunity to show what he can do.
Boy, now that more chess pieces to worry about for Tim Cone, as he has no Scotty Thompson tonight, injured elbow. Sabi nga ni Dr. Eileen Chi, aggravated elbow injury. And Eileen is going to pursue and go to David, I'm sure, to find out exactly what happened. As we resume.
You know, last conference, I remember si David had 16 points in a win over Terra Firma, 108-77. He also had 8 rebounds in that contest.
Pass to the wing. This shot on its way. One stay down. Itong Macau, mostly one trip to the basket lang. Brownlee downstairs. Norbert cannot get to the ball.
Turnovers hurting Barangay Ginebra. Got to be more careful in preserving those possessions. Still a 6-point lead. Chong Kui is now playing point guard. Look at the way he attacks the defender all the way from outside. Ang luxury dito ni Coach Garrett Kelly is that Chong Kui at saka si Jenning Leung, they play together, but both can actually alternate at point guard.
Holt was called for his second personal foul. Ginebra with their first team foul here in the second. Damian inside to Mitchell. Wanted to dunk it. Now it'll be a warning. Be a warning. He wanted to give the ball to the referee, but he says, yeah, I got it. I got it.
Delay of game warning. That's Sonny Mitchell, a big guy.
Sabi niya siguro, naabot ko lang sa referee. Hindi, wag mo nga pakialaman eh.
You know, this guy's a veteran. He's playing in his 14th country.
Talaga?
In his journeyman career.
Ang ganda siguro ng passport nito, no?
Oo, tagtad ng immigration stamps.
27-23, Abarientos corner flip.
Now, because Macau is playing a zone defense.
That's it.
Ginagawa ng Barangay Ginebra. They're just moving that ball around the perimeter.
That's the fifth rainbow by Ginebra. Barrientos now has a total of 9 points.
Macau is giving up that shot to Barangay Ginebra.
And we will tell you that this 3-point delivery is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Now you notice because of their zone defense, and it's not a hard closeout that they can have because Barangay Ginebra stretching the floor. It's making it difficult for Macau to recover, to take care of the guys who are open, especially in the corners.
Leong has 11 points so far, 11 of the 25 of Macau.
Full court press here by Macau.
Because they want to force some turnovers here.
Yeah.
Holt.
And here's
one.
exactly what happened.
And Brownlee says,
steal.
anong turnover? Kayo may turnover ngayon. Over to Barrientos. Barrientos directing traffic. Wants Norbert Torres to provide the screen. Brownlee isolated on the left flank. Barrientos shakes, begs, throw free, and he scores!
What a fake. Ball fake galing kay Barrientos. Got himself the separation that he wanted.
Biggest lead of Ginebra of 7 and 11 points already by RJ Barrientos.
Tumatakbo ang Barangay Ginebra.
Brownlee, quick release. No. Macau blocks it. Phoenix trying to
beautiful
to Mitchell.
Pass. Beautiful pass.
Nice roll of the ball to Mitchell.
Yung attention ng Barangay Ginebra's defense was all on Shackelford. Nakakalimutan nila, meron palang Tony Mitchell.
Gumugulong sa loob. Gumulong tuloy yung bola. In the meantime, libre si Holt. Bang!
They'll keep on taking that three.
That's number 6 for Ginebra on the 3-point shot.
And the space is wide open for Barangay Ginebra to take those shots. And there are no hard closeouts on the part of Macau.
Yeah, they now have their biggest lead, an 8-pointer. Number 24 is coming in. Li Jiaoshu is back on the floor. They're looking for a combination that will hold Macau. Now also sending Lu Ziji back on the floor. The shot, no, and Ginebra's Brownlee takes care of the board. 35-27, biggest lead of Ginebra with 8:30 remaining. Barrientos uses Norbert Torres' big screen. Back to Norbert, fall away by Norbert.
And the assist coming from Barrientos. He has such great court vision. Nakikita niya kung sino nalilibre.
That's true.
And he draws the defense towards him, and that allows someone to be free.
Leong driving hard, gets it to go, and that cuts down the lead to 8. Earlier, Ginebra with its biggest lead of 10.
And yun, nakakahanap siya ng butas.
He has 13 points already.
And he's the biggest nightmare right now for Barangay Ginebra. They need to put a stop to his scoring.
Brownlee attacks, lobs it high. It won't curl in, but he'll go visit the free throw line.
We're not seeing too many incursions on the part of Justin Brownlee. He's been taking shots from medium range and from outside.
Mapasok kasi.
Yeah, except that time. If the defense is going to give him that kind of space to attack the basket, he will do it.
Shackelford was called for that foul. He's second. First by Brownlee is in the bag. Japet Aguilar returns. Brownlee with 11 points.
Coach Tim Cone shuffling his players back and forth, especially his bigs.
Yeah.
So nakita na natin, Japet, Isaac Go.
Norbert Torres.
Yeah, Norbert Torres has been inside. Stephen Holt has been helping out in the rebounding department. Ayun, another tall player in the mix is Ralph Koo.
Nandiyan na ba si Koo?
Yeah, nandiyan na. Going deep.
Titira din ng tres yan. Second time for Ginebra to establish its biggest lead of 10. Here's Damien. Looking, 10-footer, bang!
What about that release? Almost like a shot put release with the left hand.
7 points by Damien Chong Hui. Brownlee's bottled up. Here's Barrientos. Brownlee provides the pick. Brownlee is free. Hindi agad nakita ni Barrientos. But there's a foul. And Lu Ziji is guilty of that foul, reaching in. The lead is 8 with 7:19 to go in the second period. First quarter ended 24-21 in favor of Barangay Ginebra. Brownlee attacks, and you were saying about bringing it inside. There goes Brownlee.
Now putting a small man on Justin Brownlee. Tony Mitchell is not inside the court at the moment. And I think he would be a much better matchup against Brownlee. Kinakain ni Brownlee ng buhay kung sino man ang nasa tapat niya.
Talaga. 15 puntos na si Brownlee.
Kayang-kaya.
Parang kahit sino i-depensa nyo sa akin. Ikutak ko yan. 42-31.
I think Raymond Cao is too slow to defend Brownlee.
Footwork problem and hindi makasabay. Damian looking inside. Dancing, kicking it outside. Here's Leong. Leong shakes, bakes, sends it to Cao. No. Rebound on the floor. Koo is faster. Fault on the right flank. Damian Chonghui waiting for him. Here's Koo. He's free. He won't take it. Jacket! Listen to this crowd roar!
What a slammer coming from Japet Aguilar. And first he had to elude the defender. Kaya ang ganda ng ginawa niyang footwork.
Biggest lead
Ito
of
na
Ginebra.
outside, that's a three-pointer.
Biggest lead of Ginebra on the board. Nice follow-up that time.
Pinabayaan.
And that was Lucy G cutting the lead down to 11.
Brownlee, the guy who's shadowing him is Raymond Cao. He misses that time.
Oh,
He was
natulak.
fouled.
Foul si Leong. Tinulak niya.
Offensive rebound para sa Barangay Ginebra.
Second foul of Leong. And here's that pass by Koo to the dunk of Japet Aguilar. Pinractice niya noong All-Star game eh.
Nakita natin, he waited for the defender to go by.
Pinaalis niya muna eh.
Oo. Lumipad muna si Japet Aguilar to get the best angle for that slam with the one hand.
Check the landing area. If there was turbulence or there was any other airplane, then just jammed it home. 11-point lead by Barangay Ginebra.
By the way, if in case you've forgotten, Japet Aguilar is now 39 years old. But does that look like a 39-year-old flying high to get that slam dunk? Grabe.
Kuminsan kasi,
nasa kondisyon eh.
Kasi yung mga 38, 39 yun, ano na ngayon eh. Hindi na, dati matanda na yun eh. No? Lalo na sa boxing, di ba? In the meantime, libre, Leong.
That's a four.
Ayaw, rebound, pinagtatalunan. And Brownlee takes it away.
And little by little, Barangay Ginebra is controlling the boards.
Nards does not force the issue. They'll set it up. Hold.
Napansin ko, karamihan sa mga player ng Barangay Ginebra, ginagamit nila yung World Balance Starry Thompson shoes.
I think namigay si Sakati.
Namigay siya.
Namigay siya eh. Tayo hindi abutan niyo yung Sakati.
Hindi ko nga alam eh.
Oo nga.
Dapat siguro,
kausapin.
maglaro muna tayo for Barangay Ginebra.
Hindi mangyayari. In the meantime, Brownlee sees a gap. Won't force it. Koo thought about it. Hall fires a three. Not this time. On the move, here comes Macau.
Yan ang gamble ng Macau.
Great drive.
They want to allow Barangay Ginebra to get those three-point shots and miss. Yeah, there's gonna be a foul. Nards Pinto trying to get the rebound.
Alam mo, Nards, hindi ka mahuhuli ron, ha? Huli. And Ginebra, with now their biggest lead of 13, will super time. Back in a moment.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
we're back and you're still watching the PBA Commissioner's Cup. With Barangay Ginebra in control of the pace of the game, head coach Garrett Kelly made sure to emphasize the shot selection of Macau in the latest huddle. And contrary to them shooting majority, hinihingi ni Coach Jarrett would be inside shots. Ika nga niya, you can shoot from the middle or from the baseline, pero mas kinakailangan na malapit tayo sa ring. Now, just an update on Jason David, bumigay daw ang kanyang tuhod according to PRC Kua, narrating that Jason felt a pop with pain on the side of his left knee. They will be running some tests before they can diagnose his injury, pero hindi na siya makakabalik sa laro. Balik sa inyo.
Very maganda description na nakakapigla yung pag-twist ng knee ni Jason David. Salamat, Eileen. In the meantime, a drive to the basket slashes down the lead to 11. Barrientos doing a magnificent job until that moment, though. Nearly lost it. They have a shot clock that's playing around. It's down to 15. Cool. Knocks in.
Yan ang specialty. Ralph Cool.
Number
Broken
7.
play.
Number
Broken
7
play.
from three-point cut. Imagine 21 points.
And that's 7 3-pointers now, connected by Barangay Ginebra.
Yeah. 3 of them in the first quarter, then 4 more here.
Look at that strip.
Oh, that's a foul.
That's a big foul. It's a
by
strong
number
foul.
24 by Lee Jiaoshu.
Tony Mitchell got
apat
the rebound.
na yun,
Oo. And yun ang problema, no? The foul trouble given a short rotation.
Yeah, si
Yun
Kung.
naman nakita natin yung 3-pointer galing kay Koo.
May tira talaga yung si Kung mula sa tres. Naman si Holt, pinalitan ni Gray. Laki
And
ng
both
tulong.
coaches, shuffling their players like card sharks.
Biggest lead ng Ginebra right now at 14. Ito si Gray. Barrientos.
Yung Macau shooting only 18% from 3-point
Kaya nga
distance.
tapos one shot at a time. Barrientos looking for a foul as well. And now it is a 16-point lead, the biggest.
Looking for a 3-point shot.
They
And
need
that's it.
something like that.
That's Shackelford.
Shackelford.
Also has Chinese descent. So he's playing here as
How? Explain.
his mother.
Okay. 38
Has Chinese
points.
descent, although he was born in the U.S., played 4 years for Cal Poly at Pomona. Soft touch.
Oh boy.
Easy 2 points.
Volleyball tap. One-handed toss yun. 53-38. 1 point short of the biggest lead of Ginebra. Open si Leong.
Hindi pa
Pops away.
mapasok.
Ayaw, ano?
Malaking bagay si Raymond Cao. He's not on the floor. Kulang sa rebounder ang Macau. And he's not on the floor right now.
Barrientos dares them.
And he gets it. Oh, he's going to town. Barrientos. Just like Justin Brownlee, who by the way is not on the floor.
And Barrientos with 15 points with a free throw coming up still. And we are going to pause as the biggest lead of Ginebra is there on the board. We shall be back shortly.
Offensive rebound layups. We'll lose by 20. They're making a lot of jump shots. It's okay. No fucking layups, and then move the ball. They don't want to go side to side. Pass, reverse it, and play.
We have the count at 55-38, and a huge crowd here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And part of that large crowd that we have here are some special guests, and we'll get to meet them in just a short while. Naglalaro pa yun ng director ng Pakita ang crowd. And they enjoyed that first game, which went, boy, to the ends talaga. As we meet CJ Navato and Alex Miro, our Singling Celebrity Grand Finalists. Singling's Grand Finale is on Saturday and Sunday on TV5, 8 o'clock in the evening.
And they look like they're really enjoying the contest.
Yeah, they are.
17-point lead here by Barangay Ginebra, shooting the lights out.
Yeah, they are.
At saka
Ilan na? Ilang 3-pointers na? 9 na ba? 8 or 9? 8.
And yung shooting percentage ng Barangay Ginebra, 51.4%. And like I was saying, Barrientos and Brownlee, it's almost like they can score anytime they want to.
Will.
Oo.
At will. In the meantime, a foul against Ginebra here.
Yung field goal percentage naman ng Macau is 37%. Anytime you shoot less than 40% in the PBA, you're in trouble. You're in big time trouble.
At sabi mo sa 3-point shooting, less than 20% no?
Now it's gone up a little bit. It's now 23%. Kanina it was 18%.
Kasi pumasok yung isang tira no? Leong lobs it to Mitchell. Shakes off Ray and scores on the inside.
Very quiet 8 points coming from Tony Mitchell. He's just situating himself underneath the basket. I think you need more flexibility and mobility from your big guy. Ito si Brownlee. He's being defended. Easy 2 points.
No problem.
Wala. Sabi ko nga, anytime he wants to score, he will score. That time Shackelford was trying to guard him. Shackelford much smaller than him.
The 17 points of Brownlee, a major part of this biggest lead of 18 by Barangay Ginebra.
That's another rebound coming from Barangay Ginebra.
After leading by only 3 at the end of the first quarter, now they've expanded. They've bloated their lead to this much right now. Barrientos behind the back to Chapman. Kapang!
That's a medium-range jumper coming from Aguilar. Kanina nakita natin si Aguilar scoring on a dunk. Now scoring from medium range. There's an outside shot. Hindi pumapasok yung mga tira nila.
One visit to the grocery lang ang nangyayari para sa Macau. 20-point lead, the biggest by Ginebra.
Here's Brownlee. There's 2 men on him. That ball is moving around.
Pero libre yung iba eh. Gray. Good night. Hindi mabot. Tinangay si Troy Rosario.
Chonky has been well defended in this game.
Kaya naman sabayan ni Abarian. Lady Japat sa taas.
That's called help defense. Recovery.
Ano yan? Funneling it towards the big man. 20 ang lamang. 30-second timeout. Malamang ito. Huli sa taas.
Watch it again. A swat coming from Japet Aguilar using the left hand.
Kanina, no, may report lang natin na nanalo ang Rain or Shine laban sa TNT Tropang 5G. The import of Rain or Shine was ejected together with Glenn Gabundin. They got involved in punches.
A scuffle.
Scuffle, that's the right word.
But that was a score in that game. It was close. And a rousing debut, by the way, by Bol Bol.
And a lot of the people who are here today wanted to see who Bol was.
Yeah.
Ilang points?
Ano ginawa ni Bol?
Ewan ko, tira ng tira sa tres kanina.
We don't know. Ano bang score ni Bol Bol? We're gonna check it now.
He
finished with 38 points.
38 na yun.
38 points. Grabe ginawa ni Bol Bol. You know, listed 7-2 in most scouting reports, but
pero parang wala pang hangin.
pero sabi niya 7-3 daw siya.
Wow. Parang pinag-aawayan pa yung 1 inch, you know? In the meantime, look at Barrientos. Control this game. He is the orchestra conductor for this game.
And Chong Kui, he's not even taking shots any longer because he's been defended so well. His shots have been swatted away. So he's looking to just penetrate and kick out. But when he kicks out, yung mga recipients sa kanyang mga pasa, hindi naman nila na-i-shoot.
Si Leong has been called for his 3rd personal foul, and Barrientos is going to shoot free throws.
This lead will continue to stretch.
And it does.
3-point percentage ng Macau has now gone down to 17.6.
Parang stock market.
Kani-kanina lamang.
Up, down, up, down.
Kani-kanina lamang, 23%. Now it's down to less than 20%. Kasi they've been trying to hit those 3-point shots.
Which they need to catch up kasi din eh, no? 62-40 ano tawag?
Ano ba nangyari dito? Could be a technical foul against Kelly. Yan. Garrett Kelly. He's very frustrated at this point. They're not able to get the right combination.
Not just with the referees, with everything, I guess.
Yeah.
So free throws coming up. A free throw coming up.
You know, I'm surprised.
Why?
By the lack of aggressiveness in Tony Mitchell. This guy's an NBA player. He's not doing anything except just hanging around underneath the basket for offensive rebound and putbacks.
Anything from this point on is the biggest lead of Ginebra. 23 points.
Yeah. And Ginebra has already scored 63 points. And hindi pa tapos ang ating first half.
Oh.
Although only 38.5 seconds to go.
Yeah, they only scored 24 no first quarter.
Chongqui has been bottled up. That's very clear. And
Parang
for someone,
parang basang-basa na ni Abarientos paano laruin ito.
and for someone who does so well passing the ball, finding open teammates and scoring, that's a big dent for Macau. And you know, Chongqui did not inbound the ball that time because it was Shackelford.
Huli ni Gray. Si Leong. And the ball will go Ginebra's way. Everything going south now for
the defense.
Yeah. Watch this last sequence. Tatama pa kay Leong to bago lumabas.
Yan ang sinasabi natin na tight closeouts. We talked about that in our Dean's List because na-realize ng Barangay Ginebra, this Macau team takes 48% of its shots from deep.
Muntik na pumasok yung scoop shot na yun. 19 seconds remaining. Leong on the attack.
3 on 2. When they get the shot, no? Nakababa na yung depensa eh.
Ang bilis eh. Here's Damian. He kicks it outside. Leong. Here's an open shot. Shackelford. Yes. It's a 3. Lead is down to 20. Muntik pa yun. At matapos po ang 24 minutes of PBA action, it is a 20-point lead by Barangay Ginebra. As we size up this matchup between the little guys who are playing big here.
And Chongqui, one of his rare incursions na pumasok. And what about that matchup? 19 against 7 in terms of points. Abarientos over Chongqui. Tapos so assist, almost even. Abarientos taking 2 more field goal attempts. Abarientos has been creating a lot of scoring opportunities, not only for himself but also his teammates. Siya nagdadala dito sa Barangay Ginebra along with Justin Brownlee.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays. Talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP, all in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments, and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Pilipinas Live is the home of Philippine volleyball. Watch your favorite volleyball leagues such as Spikers Turf, Premier Volleyball League, and the UAAP. All in one app. You can watch all these games and more live and on your preferred device. Download Pilipinas Live today from the App Store or Google Play Store and register for free.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? As a fan, we don't just watch the games.
The season for me, and I just owe it all to the work I put in.
We watch every part, every angle, every name. We talk about the plays, talk about it for days. We witness the big events, the thrilling moments and relive the best seconds. We cherish the fears, the tears, at syempre, the cheers. How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all-out passion. All the time. All with Pilipinas Live. Ang app natin para sa sports natin.
Just a 3-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Ginebra lead has expanded and it now ended with a 20-point lead at the end of the first 24 minutes. Hello everybody, we are sick and tired of my dear friend, the Dean here, and this young man is Luis Dancayan, who just happens to be the grandson of my friend over here. How do you find the PBA, Luis?
It's nice and solid.
And you like watching?
Toto is the dean of sports.
Okay, that's what he calls you, Toto, huh? Yung palang tawag. Thank you very nice to meet you, Luis, and let's make Lolo work right now, okay? Okay, thank you very much. Yan po ang apo ng aking partner na si Ginito Henson. At ikaw na, baka siya tanongin ko ng stats kung baka kung ano sabihin ng bata.
May kapalit na ako. Yung apo ko nandito, he's only 6 years old, but he's enjoying the PBA. At mukhang praktisado. Kung tinanong mo, sabi nga, PBA is solid.
Pati yung nanay nandun sa likod.
Okay.
Sige, go, go, go.
Well, take a look at the field goal attempts by both the teams. Pantay yun, ha? Exactly the same field goal attempts. But, nagkatalo dito yung field goal percentage ng Barangay Ginebra. Mas mataas sa Macau. They also had more rebounds. Now, remember at the end of the first period, pantay sila sa rebounding. But umangat na ang Barangay Ginebra because they made a concerted effort to control the boards. Yung block shots, kita mo naman, 5 na ang Barangay Ginebra, ni isa wala pa ang Macau.
At tingnan mo ang scoring parade, si Leong ang leading, si RJ at si Justin Brownlee ang magkakamping nagtulungan para sa Ginebra.
Nasabi nga natin kanina, they are scoring at will. Whenever Abarientos at saka si Brownlee want to score, they will score. And right now, they've already combined for 36 out of the 63 points ng Barangay Ginebra.
Segway tayo sa teams list ng Macau because they're behind by 20 points here.
All X marks sa kanila, no? They have not been able to pressure Ginebra into turnovers. Ginebra with only 6 turnovers in this game. They have not been able to force JB to pass instead of score. JB already with 17 points. And they have not been able to slow it down because maganda yung pace na ginagawa dito ng Ginebra.
And third quarter is underway. We will take off from 63-43. The biggest lead was as much as 23 inside. Rosario's bottled up, but almost found a way. The follow-up by Japet. It's still up for grabs, taken away by Damian downstairs.
You know, the big important thing here for Macau is that they need to pressure the ball carriers of Barangay Ginebra.
They have to do something defensively, really.
They were going mainly with a zone defense, but that's because of their short rotation.
And now Mitchell trying to be aggressive, gets 2 free throws inside after being fouled at close.
Yun ang malaking kulang ng Macau, yung aggressiveness ni Tony Mitchell. We didn't see that in the first half. He's got to be more assertive. That's a good sign. Yung ginawa niya kanina, aggressive to the hole.
And let's take a look at your Dean's list for Ginebra.
All check marks para sa nila. They've been able to do the tight closeouts at the end of the first half. Only 21% shooting from 3-point distance by Macau. They've been able to clog the passing lanes. Kukunti lang mga assist sila. And they have not been, they had been able to control the boards. And we mentioned that in the second quarter, doon sila nakalayo in terms of board control.
Yeah, the familiar triangle play na Ginebra from the left flank, and Justin Brownlee drills it in. He has now 19.
You know, it's too easy for Brownlee.
Halos, parang walang challenge.
Yeah, hindi niya nararamdaman yung pressure ng depensa ng Macau. And that's a big problem. Brownlee is able to score at will. Ganun din si RJ Barrientos. Hindi na naramdaman ng Barangay Ginebra yung absence ni Scotty Thompson. Pati na din si Jason David, who suffered that knee injury in the first half.
Damian Chong Kim and taking care of business inside. Chong Kui has 9 points already. 65-47.
No more zone defense dito. No, they're going one-on-one.
Kailangan tauhin nila si Brownlee.
Yeah, and Shackelford is defending Brownlee, and Brownlee said, "Oh, he missed that time." Siya pa nakakuha ng ano yan? Pasok. Wala. He's not feeling the pressure. Maski nandun sa harap niya si Shackelford.
And he has 21 points, and there's a breakdown. And Leong cashes in inside. Leong already with 15.
You know, Barangay Ginebra is content to just exchange baskets. Okay lang. Ang laki ng lamang nila.
Ang ratio naman is 3-1 halos eh.
Here's Brownlee again. He's getting the ball all the time now.
And he can do anything against the defense of Macau, although that was a miss.
That was an easy shot though. Hindi na pumasok.
Chong Kui slows it down. No numbers.
Nakikita yung 3-point shooting ni Chong Kui.
Parang hindi pa bumibitaw, ano? Mula doon. In the meantime, here's Leong. Shackelford drives hard. You're right, Kineto. They use about 6 or 7 as the core of this team. Shot
Gotta put it up. That's a 4. That's a 4.
But will not bite, and Japet takes it away from everybody.
Yung depensa ng Barangay Ginebra forcing Macau to take that ill-advised shot from outside.
Abarientos' shot does not connect. Rosario was actually free underneath. They could not spot him. To the side we go. The open shot. No, it bounces away. Japet again claims the rebound. Lee Jiao-Shu has not been able to cash in from 3-point distance. 67-49.
Naiwan doon si Abarientos all the way in the backcourt. So it's 4 against 5.
Ooh, may foul. Baka si Mitchell. Kundi yan, it's on number 5 actually. It's on Phoenix. Shackelford. Tatlong foul na si Shackelford.
And there's Shackelford pleading his case. Napansin mo, Seth, no? Maski na 4 against 5. Barangay Ginebra still has the advantage. Sila pa nakakuha ng foul, and he will go to the line, si Troy Rosario.
Tama naman, talo sa size nga naman ang Macau. As we send it to Eileen Shi. Eileen?
Gentlemen with Barangay Ginebra finishing at 39 points at the end of the second quarter. Kwento ni Assistant Coach Richard Alvarez na this is just a result of our poor defense. Ika nga niya, kinulang kami sa effort, letting our frustrations get the best of us. Ang masaklap pa ay umaabot kami sa penalty. Moving forward, instructions were given to guard JB and RJ better. As Coach Rich says, they are also beating us with speed, so we have to make sure we make up for that after the first half. Back to you.
That was Eileen is referring to is Rich Alvarez, who is a member of the coaching staff of the Macau Knights.
And it was once a first overall draft pick in the PBA.
By Shell, who was benched in his first game. You remember that? He was benched in his first game.
Yeah, so
that story.
Yeah, but Rich Alvarez, of course, he went on to have a nice career in the PBA.
In the meantime, it's 68-49. Ironic, ang sabi ng coach doon, he was still learning the system. Anyway, ball is, wow, Damian feeling yan, na-touch depensa, but it won't be so.
You remember kung sino yung coach ng
Shell at that time? It's an American.
Ah, si John Moran.
Yan.
Oh, John Moran.
American.
He has passed on.
Catholic. 68-49.
Here's Aguilar at the post.
Wala, iniwan.
Easy. Easy. Again, no defense. Now, if he's going one-on-one, there's got to be someone to protect the rim. Someone to be able to stop Japet Aguilar from coming close.
And anybody from Ginebra for that matter, actually. Anybody, they're scoring at will, as you pointed out. 6 points by Japet Aguilar.
Yung illustration there is, there has to be better communication on the defensive end. Iwanan na yung defender, tinan mo.
Matanong kita, itong team ba na ito ng mga matagal na magkakasama? Ito, hindi masyadong matagal.
Some of them matagal na magkakasama, but I think most of them, they were just put together for this conference. But you can see kung sino-sino lang yung mga quality players ng Macau. Si Jenny Leung, for instance, he was with Macau, then he went to Hong Kong, Eastern, and then now he's back with Macau.
Naman ang sabi nga ni Anthony Sontag ngayon, pwede mo na i-drive ang Macau to Hong Kong.
Yes, pwede na.
Pwede na. To the corner, Japet, short stab. No.
But he missed.
And he fights back for the rebound, taken away by Damian downstairs. Look at him, straight into his front court. Lob pass to Mitchell. No attempt. Downstairs we go. They're looking for their points of attack. They will get that to trickle in.
Jenny Leung with attack. And the conversion, so this lead is down to 17 points. But you're seeing Barangay Ginebra making mistakes. Meron silang mga turnovers dito at hindi nila nahabol yung incursion ni Jenning Leung.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ako sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang last.
Get access and watch your favorite sporting events.
1,000 people. It's a very small region. So when you go to draw and pull a roster together, Macau is a very small basketball community. But on that note, it's a very passionate basketball community. I think there's a lot of synergy between Macau and the Philippines in terms of how they embrace people and welcome people. We're going to try to win every game. We're going to play our style of basketball, and we're going to put our best foot forward and hope that the basketball gods are on our side and we stay healthy and hope that the Philippine fans embrace us and cheer for us.
And the Macau Knights currently down 70-53 in this third quarter. Continuing with 7:25 remaining. Corner shot bounces in for Holt. 10 points by Holt.
And Garrett Kelly, narinig natin yung kanyang tinig. Kelly did win a championship in the Canadian Basketball League.
Oh, did we now?
Yeah, so meron na siyang championship in his resume. Oh, big rebound here coming from Mitchell, and he will go to the line. You know, very festive ang atmosphere dito, ha? In spite of the fact that prices of fuel are rising, at least when the fans are here at the Araneta Coliseum and everyone else watching the PBA,
it's so good
masaya
because
sila.
3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Maraming tao dito sa Big Dome, mas marami yata ang nanonood sa atin
Through all
sa
our
TV and social media platforms. Yeah, we're also live on YouTube. And I just have a message here from one of our fans watching.
Ano sabi?
Nakalagay dito, the Dean watching PBA now. Pag-greet naman, Ginebra fan. Happy birthday, Mr. Vincent Bulura ng Las Piñas.
Hey,
alright, nakagreit na natin.
Nakalusot yun. In the meantime, pati si Rosario nakalusot. 75-55. Troy now with 9 points.
20-point lead still for Barangay Ginebra. So both these teams are just matching each other in terms of points. Dito sa ating third period, 6:49 to go.
Abarientos ends up with his 4th personal foul. That's why he was shaking his head, actually. Nards Pinto quickly coming in to replace him. Again, Scotty Thompson, unavailable tonight, managing and nursing hurt elbow. Here's Damian. They're working the perimeter. No, nothing inside until this drive. Oh, I thought they'd take the shot. Turn around, air ball, and the shot clock catching up. That shot by Mitchell will not count.
Yung pasahan ng Macau in the perimeter, that's being caused by the defense ng Barangay Ginebra. And good switching. Nakita natin si Brownlee switch on Jenning Leung. He's their #1 shooter from the outside. He couldn't pull the trigger. Kanya galaw na galaw yung bola. Hindi naman sila makahanap ng open shooter. Oh, nakasundot.
Yes.
Ito na si Chong Kui.
Nice dig in. Nice gather, but missed it. There's a foul and a chance for free throws for Macau.
You know, good idea on the part of Coach Tim Cone na binababad niya dito si Justin Brownlee. He needs to be able to get more minutes to get himself in game shape because the games ahead for Barangay Ginebra will be tough. He's going to be going up against imports who are much, much bigger than him.
Yeah.
We've got several 7-footers in the mix, and Jenning Leung
missing the first free throw now.
There he is. And Maya Gray is checking in.
So is Isaac Go back in after a brief stint in that second quarter, I believe. 20-point lead by Barangay Ginebra, still in full control of this game.
Not too many people remember that Maya Gray was actually the second overall pick in the draft.
And
noong, 2022.
Ang tagal din kasing
May
na-injury.
injury. Oh. The first overall draft pick that year was Brandon Ganuela's roster, whom we saw in the previous game.
Yeah.
TNT,
What
natalo sa
an
Raiders.
explosive game.
Wow. What an exciting game.
With punches being thrown. You'll read about it in your social media and your different news items. Oh, beautiful pass by Pinto. Sorry, that was Rosario who scored.
Yeah, the pass coming from Nards Pinto
Yes, it is.
on the double.
Oh, great drive by Damian Chongqui.
Ito yung sinasabi natin about communicating on defense. You know, a lot of teams just rely on one-on-one type of defense, but that depends if you're a very good defender. But if that ball is moving around, you need to be able to communicate very well
Nards
defensively.
with a pass to Isaac Go, who turns, still can't convert. There's a lot of shoving and pushing, and a foul underneath. It will go to Macau, I believe.
Rosario is called for the foul.
And
That's a penalty na.
Penalty against Ginebra. Only one team foul called against Macau.
There's a lot of basketball time left. 5:22
But
remaining in this quarter.
Hindi makabuelo itong Macau, no?
Well, the lead is still 19 at this stage.
Highest at 23.
And, well, right now, Macau is outscoring Ginebra in this quarter,
In this quarter.
by one.
By one.
And Yung is back at the line. This guy is a deadly shooter. Look at this. Naku, hindi pumasok tuloy.
Ayan, sabi sa'yo.
Pero nakita,
Sabi sa'yo,
nakita na, ang ganda ng stroke eh.
Ang trick, antayin mo ma-shoot. Antayin mo pumasok. Tapos, wow, he's a deadly shooter. Tingnan mo, subukan mo.
Kita mo, yun.
Subukan mo.
Yun.
Ayun.
Ang ganda ng flip eh. Yung wrist action.
Wala namang question eh. Antayin mo pag pumasok. Lalo na sa first free throw, antayin mo sa pumasok.
18-point lead.
Oh, great passing by Ginebra. However, that is botched. Damian says, no way. 3 up against me. But he changes his mind.
Hindi makapull ng trigger si Chongqui.
Ang lalaki.
Oo.
The drive to the basket.
Oh,
Scores!
that's an easy pathway to the basket. Not a very good defensive stance by Barangay Ginebra.
Raymond taking care of that one.
16 points ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra. Macau is making some headway. Here's a turnaround by Isaac Go.
Who has not hit in 4 attempts here. In the meantime, the drive to the basket. Damian is bottled up.
Yeah, he knows Ginebra is in penalty situation.
That's why he's driving hard, you know.
Chongqui will go to the line. Unti-unti. Macau is coming back. Coach Tim Cone not happy with the situation. Pag nakikita natin si Tim Cone, nakapamayawang na. Gusto sabihin, hindi siya happy. I don't know if our cameras can see. Now he's got his arms folded across his chest. That's also a sign that he's not happy. Si Tim Cone ngayon palakad-lakad on the sidelines talking to Isaac Go. He's not very happy.
Hindi makashoot si Isaac. Wala pang tempo eh. As you take a look, ayan. Pag yan, nakapormang ganyan si Tim Cone, nakapamewang.
Yan. Gusto sabihin, hindi siya happy. Okay, then he folds his arms across his chest. Another sign.
Ayun, like that, Tingnan nyo sa taas ng screen nyo. Rosario to the corner. Pinto, Rosario. No look pass. Brownlee shakes up the defense. And penetrates. And that's never a problem when he's on the move.
That's the answer for Barangay Ginebra. Nagkulang sila sa opensa. You bring in Brownlee.
23 points and a great drive by Damian Chongqui.
15-point lead. Again, Macau is outscoring Barangay Ginebra in this quarter by 5.
Over to Nards, takes a crack at the 3-pointer! And a possible 4 coming up after the foul.
Tony Mitchell just could not contain himself. Ang basta malaking bagay, wala si Abarientos on the floor. Abarientos is sitting on the sidelines with 4 personal fouls. And that's a big reason kung bakit nakakabalik dito unti-unti Macau.
But Nards helping along with this big...
Yeah.
Oh, look. pwede naman iwasan yun, ano? Eh kaso, could not resist. Could not stop himself. 82-64 ang count. Balik na naman sa 18. 15 na yung kanina. Possibly 19 pa ito. As Nards aims. And indeed, it is a 19-point lead with 6 points courtesy of Pinto coming off the bench.
And you know, si Nards Pinto, maski na papano, this is his 11th year in the PBA, so he has survived.
And he has been around.
Yeah, Mahindra, Blackwater, Meralco. Yun ang mga stops ni Nards Pinto in his PBA career.
As long as may trabaho eh. No? In the meantime, Gray, no. And here comes Macau. Still down currently, 83-64. Damien to the side. Shake and bake. Will there be an attempt? There is. That won't work. Mitchell tries to pursue it. Beaten by Pinto, but Pinto hindi tinamaan. Si Mitchell. Macau has requested for a timeout with 3:02 remaining. Let's allow them to huddle up.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Fellas, you're really close to getting this thing down to 12, 10, 9, something like that. Keep fucking fighting. If you need a breather, we'll get a timeout for you.
Well, at least hindi sumusuko yung coach nila, no, ha? Si Gareth Richard.
Never. Oo.
Hindi siya sumusuko. Patuloy niyang minomotivate yung team niya. Bagamat sila down by 90. Parang sinasabi niya, baba natin bago matapos yung quarter.
And he was looking to set up plays offensively para kay Mitchell at kay Jenning Leung. Those are his two big gunners. I think Damian Chonky has also done a lot of damage dito with his incursions.
Yeah. Setting up his teammates.
At saka maaga nag-penalty situation ng Barangay Ginebra. So nag-take advantage ang Macau. See if they can continue to
cut down this lead.
Yeah, but this lead is up to 19 again. And it was down to 15.
Si Nards Pinto biglang nagpakawala ng 4. Big drive. Too strong off the glass. Nothing but white shirts backing for the rebound there. Pinto leading this attack. Libre si Gray does not elevate. Brownlee sliding in. There's a cut by Norbert. Torres stops. Can't pop. Outside to Gray. This play has died momentarily. 6 on the shot clock. Brownlee too far away. And the shot clock is down to 3.7.
Last resort man, si Justin Brownlee, kung wala silang mahanap na shooter, hahanapin nila kung nasan si Brownlee.
Kaya tinatalian si Mitchell ngayon eh. Ito si Ku, back quickly to Pinto, wide open si Torres.
Hindi pumasok.
Hindi lang, pero maganda yung play. Maganda yung pagkaka-create. Damian slowly across the midcourt line. Chong Kui looking inside, pick and roll with Mitchell. No, he opts to go to Cow. That won't work. Pinto zips it over quickly to Gray. Back to Pinto. Pinto gathers, bang. And it's a foul on Lee Jiao-Shu.
And he was stopped and distracted that time.
5 na ang foul ni number 24, Lee Jiao-Shu. And Pinto revisits the free throw line.
Nards Pinto has been
Mo.
taking up, hindi ko na sinabi yung free throw shooting. Sabi ko, sasabihin ko sana, he's been taking up a lot of the time here. Vacated by RJ Barrientos.
Kasi dahil sa foul trouble ni Barrientos. Pagod na rin si Nards.
Oo, pero naka 3-point shot siya kanina.
At naging 4-point play.
Oo. Malaking bagay din yung ginawa niya.
Kasi nagrarally na yung Macau noon eh. Pamatay sunog yun. Ito yung free throw. Pumasok ang pangalawa 20. Sarado ang lamang ng Ginebra. Ganyan ang lead nung mag-umpisa tayo sa third quarter.
Chongqui, he doesn't use the screen. He goes one-on-one. Now he uses the screen. Got himself free. That's a shot.
May laro itong John.
Ay, talaga. Pero
Isaías
kailangan niya ng
Putos.
screen. He finds it difficult to go one-on-one. Kasi
Covered.
malalaki yung kalaban.
Offensive rebound by Torres. They have a chance to recalibrate here. Brownlee banging bodies. Lost control. It'll go the other way.
And you can feel that Brownlee wants to score. Huh?
Oh, no. And sabi mo nga,
last two attempts.
and sabi mo nga, he feels that he can take on anybody on this Macau team.
Yung last two attempts, he didn't want to pass. He wanted to score. Oh, siya pa nakakuha ng rebound. Oh!
Oy, muntik mo nadaganan ba si Damian? Ayun, nakahilata eh.
I hope he's okay. Key player ito ng Macau. It looks like he's okay.
May tawag ba? May foul ba? Yes, it is officially a foul on Damian Chongqui, his second and the fourth and the 15th foul of Macau. Brownlee gets a hand on the way out.
Because of our new rule, last 2 minutes of every quarter.
Penalty na yung isang team, no?
Yes, so if you reach, if you're not in a penalty, you're given only. Oh, that's a wide open shot.
Hindi lang pumasok. Troy
Sila pa
Rosario.
nakakuha.
And taken away by Macau.
Macau has the possession.
Here's Damian. Scoops it to the side. Leong out to Damian. It's
That's a 4. That's a 4. Hindi pumasok eh.
Volleyball spike. Damian reclaims it. 45 seconds remaining. Chongqui backs it against the glass.
He'll go to the line.
Yeah, mukhang na foul. Torres is whistled for the foul. First to Norbert.
2 free throws, Damian
Chongqui rather, is just going to be on the free throw line. And Chongqui with 16, make that 17 points. 84-67. 17-point lead. It has shifted from 20, 23, down to 15, but not less than 15.
Left-handed player, huh?
2 free throws in the bag there.
27 years old, only 5'8".
Ano eh, Filipino size eh.
Oo.
Diba? 84-68. Into the high post area. Troy Rosario out to Nards. Nards will use the pick. Nards drives hard, lost control, tried to regain
There's a turnover.
it. Yeah.
Better defense here being shown by Macau against Nards team. Eto na naman, hindi lang pumasok.
Yung tira ni Damian and the ball is loose. Here comes Macau.
Oh, hindi na pumasok.
Unable.
Oh, they're missing some easy shots.
Yung close range, you know?
It almost a steal.
Here's Ko.
He's gonna take a 3. That's a 3, hindi pumasok.
Pero pumasok, counted yun.
Oh. But Macau able to bring down that lead from 20 to 16.
And down to as much as 15 even.
Oh.
And the fourth quarter awaits us. Let's see if Ginebra can close the deal in the final chapter.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
Okay, time for us to recap the flow of this game where Ginebra continues to lead, entering the fourth, 84-68. And Justin Brownlee just as brilliant as always.
He's getting his shots.
Doing
his sights are polished.
Yeah, everything at will. And look at what Ginebra did in the second quarter.
Second quarter points. Dun sila nakaangat eh. They were able to control the boards. Three-point shooting was on point. Si Ralph Koo with a three-point connection that time. And so far, 9 three-pointers drilled by Barangay Ginebra compared to 4 lang para sa Macau. But in that third period, Macau actually outscoring Barangay Ginebra by 4 points.
Not just enough to...
Just not enough.
turn
Yung hinahanap natin na aggressiveness coming from Tony Mitchell, we don't see it. Yung pressure nila on the defensive end, hindi na natin nakikita.
They have to kick it up several notches.
Yeah.
Damien scoops it up.
Oh, yes.
Finish. That's going to work, and he has 20 points.
Now that is what you call wizardry. That's a magic coming from Damien Chongqui,
who's probably the smallest guy on the floor. In the meantime, Ginebra, their lead has been slashed down to its lowest since it was high at 23. It's now a 14-pointer. Troy Rosario banging bodies. There's a slap foul called against Lee Jiaoshu, and that could be it. Or yes, that's it.
That's 6 fouls.
I remember he having 5 fouls earlier in the third.
He actually started this game for Macau.
Yes, he did.
And Coach Garrett Kelly thinking that maybe he can get some use out of that big guy.
Open. Yes. And they continue to puncture that three-point shot.
That's 10 three-pointers now by Barangay Ginebra. And ibang klase talaga si Abriax. Kapapasok lang, assist ka agad, three-pointer pa.
And the ball lost at the baseline. It'll go to Ginebra. Coaches, there's a challenge. There's a challenge. Boy, a little late, but might as well.
So the call was Ginebra ball.
Yeah.
And there's Rich Alvarez, nakita natin, behind Garrett Kelly, the assistant coach.
Kanina, merong first time ko nakakita ng traveling call na tinawag against rain or shine na challenge ni Yeng Giao. And it was a successful challenge because they didn't feel it was traveling.
Yeah, but you have to have a call muna, no?
Hindi pwede yung non-call.
Yeah, before you can make a challenge. And also there is a rule in the PBA that if you challenge a particular call, let's say travel, tapos when they replay, nakita nila, aba, may foul pala. They can call the foul.
The heavier penalty.
Oh, they can call the foul.
87-70 ang ating bilang.
And nakita natin a close-up of Tony Mitchell on your screens. There's Garrett Kelly and the assistant.
After reviewing the play, last touch on Daniel Chongqui. Therefore, the challenge of Macau is not successful.
Okay, the call will hold.
Last touch ni Damien Chongqui.
Mukhang nasasanay na ating mga referee dito sa sila nagsasalita.
Oo, kasi I'm sure, eto makita natin kung ano nangyari. Here's a slow-mo replay. And that ball off Chongqui.
Eh, hindi naman lahat pwedeng maging gaya ni Referee Kennedy ng NBA, ano? Ang ganda-ganda magpaliwanag. Basta kung ano lang yung malinaw at works sa Barrientos, does something very clear. He is dominating this game.
Yan naman kung minsan yung mga NBA referee, nagpapatawa pa eh.
Oo,
when they're explaining,
nagpapakita. Alam nila kasi nasa TV sila eh.
Oo.
Rebound, Troy Rosario.
Barrientos, look at the way he's controlling the action. Oh.
Sinabit niya. Sinabit niya yung
depensa. It looks like they're going to go to the line. Yes, he is going to go to the line. Yun ang Pinoy step, ha? People are wondering, ano nga yung Pinoy step compared to the Euro step? Yung Pinoy step, inaangat mo muna yung bola before you take that extra step, which is allowed by basketball rules. Pag-angkat mo ng bola, you fake off the defender.
Si Eileen ay merong two-step. Go, Eileen.
Gentlemen, rest and breathe. Ito ang paulit-ulit na sinigaw ni Coach Garrett Kelly in the latest huddle dahil nag-a-adjust pa ang kanyang koponan playing 12-minute quarters instead of 10. But more than these interventions, what's important to him offensively is for Macau to make their layups and free throws. While defensively, kailangan daw nilang itaas ang intensity. Ika nga niya, I want you to make sure to stick your nose in there and start making stops. Back to you.
Stick your nose into that. It's a 4.
That's a 4.
He got it. That's a
may tiro yan eh. May tiro sa labas.
Lead has been brought down to 17, and look at this. Justin Brownlee quickly up from his seat. They'll come in at the next gap, and that's lost.
By the way, that's a second 4-pointer scored by Damon Chong-Kui in this conference.
Shot clock at 10 for Barangay Ginebra in this sequence. We're down to the last 10 minutes of this game. Outside, Norbert shoots right away. He will get a good dribble.
He's got that soft touch, so he's getting the shooter's bounce when he releases.
He has 7 points. Kahit naman nung salasal ng natira sa labas. 93-74. 9:45 remaining in the game. Leong, Shackelford.
There's a screen by Mitchell. He doesn't get the pass on the roll.
Nice move.
And he will go to the line. Tumbalelong doon si Jenning Leong.
Ano tawag sa'yo ng apo mo, Toto?
Yes, oo.
May pet name ka pala.
Ha?
May pet name ka pala.
Kasi grandfather is abuelito. Yun, or abuelo.
So, nilagyan mo pa na Spanish. Nilagyan mo pa na Spanish connotation.
Abuelito, so Toto. Gano'n.
Sige na, sa'yo lang yun. Unique sa'yo yun. Okay. Yan ang ginagawa ni Shackelford so far sa ating conference. May papasok sa Ginebra.
Baka si Raymond Aguilar. Hindi, si Johnny Estil.
Si Raymond Aguilar, crowd favorite yan eh.
Oo. May dalawang rookie kasi ang Barangay Ginebra. Si Johnny Estil, who was a first-round draft pick. Tsaka si John Abis, who was a second-round draft pick. Both of them are standing 6'3".
Here's Los Abarrientos. Not this time, and the rebound claimed by Mitchell. Chong-Kui to the side, open shot.
That's a quick release.
Ooh, masyado.
Di lang pumasok.
Di lang
And ang Abarrientos,
3 steps
all the way
ahead.
home. And he uses the left hand.
Pambuelo yung kanan eh.
Ako palagay ko, he was waiting for a foul.
Baka.
Gusto niya Ito na. That's only the second dunk of the game. The first one coming from Japet Aguilar.
Pampagana, pampagising. 97-75.
22-point lead. The crowd loving that. Ito!
Naku, lampas
almost an attempt for an alley-oop. And look at Tony Mitchell. He's not even getting back on defense.
Parang winded eh, no?
Parang walang spirit.
Libre si Holt.
May hindi lang pumasok.
22 ang lamang ng Ginebra. 8 and 19 to play. Damian is trapped. To the side we go. With Chow.
You notice, hindi ba lang ilang hinahanap si Mitchell?
Oh, that's a
an outside shot. And Shackelford. Phoenix Shackelford.
With 12 points. Parang pangalan ng artista, no? Phoenix Shackelford.
Parang Joaquin Phoenix.
Kaya yung name niya, tinanong ko sa'yo kanina, parang may Lynn Shackelford.
Yes, sa UCLA.
UCLA, panahon ni Lou Alcindor ng dating pangalan ni Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That's a 4.
Hindi pa pumasok. At may humilata, natulak. Si Damian ba yan? It's a Rosario. 5 fouls na si Troy. Macau will use a timeout. They are down 97-78. But before we slide into the timeout, here's a 3-pointer brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
$97-78, and this You were talking about the last title of Barangay Ginebra at the Philippine Arena.
Matagal-tagal na yan. They did beat the Bay Area 4-3. Went to a Game 7. 54,589 ang attendance. Brian Gurgen was the coach of the Bay Area Dragons.
Nasaan na siya sa Australia?
Nasa Australia. He's now playing a club team. He has relinquished his national coaching responsibilities. Yan naman si Japet Aguilar and Troy Rosario, two of the big guys ng Barangay Ginebra.
And there's
Scotty Thompson has been a big cheerleader for Barangay Ginebra. Kita mo, pwede maging coach ito.
Pwedeng assistant coach ang figura. No? 7.5 remaining. Ginebra is at the helm and full control as we send it to Eileen C. Eileen?
Gentleman already on his 8th PBA run, old reliable Justin Brownlee is suiting up with renewed excitement. Ika nga niya, every time I'm on the floor with Ginebra, it is special. Mag-iisang dekada na nga ang lumipas since he first played in the PBA, with JB sharing that a lot of what he did in 2016 was more on slashing, and now that he is older, he has learned to rely more on his lethal jump shots that he worked so hard on. As he says, I never thought I would get this far, but it will always be my knowledge of the game. Working with Coach Tim Cone all these years, that will be my advantage. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Eileen. 27 points now by Justin Brownlee, as there's a drive to the basket by Chao Xin Zhao.
What you like about Justin Brownlee is that he always repays your trust. He's a very loyal player. And ito yung outside shot. Hindi lang pumasok.
Nahalata ako ngayong gabi, pag pinupuri mo, ayaw pumasok.
Oo nga, no?
Merong trend. Sabi pa naman ng apo mo, solid ka daw.
Hindi, sabi niya PBA ang solid.
PBA. Kala ko ikaw, hindi. Nadinig ko yung Toto is solid. In the meantime, 99 to 80.
Here's that step back galing kay Justin Brownlee. That's pure. Ang ganda ng release ni Brownlee, tsaka yung kanyang...
Tsaka alam ng mga kakampi niya kung kailan siya titira. Di ba kung minsan sa import, di mo alam titira ba ito o hindi. Pero yung mga tatagal nila magkakasama.
Yes, yan yung familiarity.
Torres wide open.
And look at that pass coming from Brownlee. Assist yun. Assist yun. So marunong ng umopensa, marunong pang pumasa. Nakakadepensa. Naku. He's a complete package. That's why he's on his 13th conference, the PBA. Blocked by a steal.
Yung ayaw.
22-point lead here.
Ganun no? 15, bubaba sa 13. Balik sa 20. Pag tumira ng
14 kanina.
Down, huli sa taas. Si Holt, shot clock, baba sa 5. Ito si Brownlee.
They have to pull the trigger. He has to put it up. Ito na.
Kala ko madadali. In the meantime, lipad.
May foul.
It's against Ginebra.
Yeah.
Si Tim Cone. Yan, isa pang sign kay Tim Cone. Sa tagal na natin kinocover. Pag nakabuka yung mga kamay niya, para siya naka-victor, nakalabas, may problema. Either ang team niya o meron siyang gusto sabihin sa referee.
Babalik niya si Pinto for Abarientos.
Lumabas na rin si Norbert Torres.
It's an opportunity for guys like Pinto to soak in some minutes.
Sonny, si Estil.
Maya-maya, palagay ko, mapapanood natin si Raymond Aguilar.
3-point shooting ng Ginebra sa screen nyo. 11 of 29.
That's been
5
spectacular.
of 29.
And you know that Macau is a good 3-point shooting team.
Thank you.
Yung nga lang, 5 lang ang naipapasok nila because of the defense. Na-scout ng Ginebra ang Macau.
Yan. Preparasyon. Thank you to our graphics people downstairs. Good graphic right there. 102 to 80. And Ginebra is well on its way to its first win in its first game in the conference. So ano ito kinito? Pag natalo Macau, 3 talo na sila?
Yes, 3 sunod-sunod. And Barangay Ginebra, itong kanilang first game sa ating conference. We all know the conference format natin. Each team will play 12 games kasi we have 13 teams. And then the top 4 will get a twice-to-beat advantage in the quarterfinals, joining the next 4. So 5 ang mawawala pagkatapos ng ating eliminations. Namimiligri dito ang Macau.
And Brownlee picks it up from the floor. Bukas may laro ang PBA sa Antipolo. In fact, we'll be in Antipolo for Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow, Titan Ultra faces San Miguel. And at 7:30, Phoenix will go up against Meralco. Sunday, Antipolo pa rin, Blackwater against Magnolia, NLEX against TNT in the second game.
Well, that should be a good one, yung NLEX and TNT. TNT.
Gusto makabawi yun.
Oo, at saka si Bol.
Mukhang interesting siya maglaro.
Ay, oo, maraming manunood dyan.
At saka pag nagkahangin na yan, Pilipinas na hangin.
Remember, 38 points. Ano ba nangyari doon? Bagsakan yung mga player.
Siya Steele ng tinawagan ng foul. 4:27 to go. Ginebra is going to be charged with the time at their ahead, 102 to 80.
Ikaw ba, alam mo ang tap-tap send at gumagamit ka ba ng tap-tap send?
Yes, tap-tap send ang ginagamit ko kapag nagpapadala ka sa Pilipinas. Kakapadala ko lang na.
You are back with us here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And again, reminding you that tomorrow, as well as on Sunday, the PBA will be in Antipolo for 4 games over this weekend. Good size crowd, and it's a holiday. People waving wherever. Tumingin ka, uy. Pamilya mo.
Oo, ba? That's my wife, Menchu, and my daughter, Christina.
Lapit na sila magkamukha.
Ewan ko lang kung yung son-in-law ko, si Mark, ng Kayon,
nawawala.
Nasali sa picture. Wala yata.
Nawala.
Yung dalawang apo ko, si Jose at saka si Luis, nandito rin.
Okay na si Luis, exposure ni Luis. Tama na yun.
Chongqui. Triple dazzle. Hindi pumapasok eh. And here's finally a response from Tony Mitchell.
Ayan, si Coach humihingi ng full court press. Mitchell with 14. Matching his number.
I don't think he's taken a single outside shot.
No, I don't think so. I
Puro
agree.
mga inside points, mga offensive rebound, putbacks. I think napagsabihan kasi ito na they should play more inside. But I think he took it too much to heart. Wala tuloy yung outside game niya. Oh, what a nice pass!
Oh, yes, sir.
A shot! A nice pass!
One of those rare moments na may brilliance.
Maganda yung outlet pass.
Oh, maganda.
Tapos yung kanyang...
yung salo maganda rin.
Oo, tsaka yung reverse layup niya, no? He went from one hand to another.
Ginebra with some sloppy plays.
That's a 4.
Meron na siya isang 4 kanina. Mitchell with the offensive rebound.
Good
move. Nice move. It is down to 18.
At this stage, guys are just having fun playing offense. Wala masyadong depensa rito.
Final 3 minutes of play.
And Chongqui giving up a foul there.
Called by referee Tantay. Third foul on Chongqui. And we have RJ Abarientos coming in for Pinto for finishing touches.
Initially, yun yung nakita natin kanina, the reverse, changing hands in midair and getting a nice tap there from Coach Garrett Kelly for that brilliant move. Ni Damian Chongqui. Now, initially, yung import ng Macau was supposed to be Sam Deguara, who's 7'6" to. But
7'6"?
7'6", oo. But last minute, I think Deguara was signed up by the Taiwan League. Kanya hindi siya na roster ng Macau.
Alam mo din, sa internet era din, ang hirap din maghanap ng import eh. Mahirap, madali at mahirap, Kasi halimbawa, gusto mo yung isa, tapos yung pahanap ka ng kapalit. Saan ka ngayon nahanap? Naunahan ka eh, at saka yung pera, di ba?
Well, you also have to get a release before you go to another team at midstream.
Of course. May agents din yan, Pero
minsan na nangyari, if an import does very well in a particular league, tapos naaamoy ng ibang mga liga, magaling ito.
Alala mo nung before the internet era, lahat ng magazine, naubos mo eh. Di ba? Look at this, schedule for tomorrow.
Bukas to. Titan versus San Miguel Beer. First time natin mapapanood ang San Miguel.
And Coach Charles Chu will be back on the floor against Meralco.
Yeah, maganda yan because we all know that Charles Chu used to be an assistant coach of Meralco.
Yep. And he picked up his first win the other day against Magnolia.
2-0 na.
May 2 na nga sila.
2-0 na ang Phoenix.
Yeah, that was his first win in Magnolia.
And that's a battle of undefeated teams. Yung Meralco nanalo din. Si Abis, another rookie whom we said is on the roster ng Barangay Ginebra.
Medyo unti-unti na nilalabas yung mga rookie. Kailangan nyo na yun for the future. Ito si Abis. Hand off kay Barrientos. Libre. Sinayaw. Nawala. Na-reclaim. Barrientos stress. No. Hinabol ni Gray. And it will be kept by Ginebra's Leong. Touched it last. Hindi naman lalagari itong Macau sa ibang liga, While they're
Hindi na ngayon. Tapos na yung kanilang EASL campaign. In fact, they went winless in this EASL season. Even lead. Still 20 points. Ito na si Gray.
And we are just a minute and 42 seconds away from the finish line.
Good job here by Barangay Ginebra.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just offensively, but I think the way they play defense.
Yung clogging the lanes.
That's one. Tapos yung perimeter game ng Macau.
They took it out.
Halos obliterated.
And on the other hand, they lit up their own perimeter game with 3 points from almost all sectors where a 3-point shot was available.
And remember, before this game, ang Macau was number 2 sa liga natin in perimeter points. But in this game,
nare-realize na ngayon ng Macau what they need.
Kakulangan nila.
What they need to be able to be competitive dito.
Before this game, Macau was averaging 48 points from the perimeter. That's number 2 sa liga natin. That's a lot of points, 48.5. In this game, 19 points lang.
In other words, yun ang heart ng kanilang opensa.
Nawala yung kanilang perimeter game. And that's because Barangay Ginebra scouted them well. They knew exactly kung ano gagawin nila sa depensa. Here's Shackelford.
And Isaac Go could not catch up. Lead. Cut down now to 19.
John Abis.
He won't force it.
Wala na si Estin sa loob. Hindi natin napanood si Raymond Aguilar.
Malungkot tayo.
Here's Pinto. Going one-on-one.
Accelerates 10.
That's a nice twirl move. Barrientos with another
rebound. Titira
He's gonna get it. Hindi na pumapasok ang mga tira ni Barrientos.
Hindi mo gabi kinito.
Here we go with Jenny Yung. They'll go for an outside shot.
Ayaw. And that's it. That's the size of this.
And that's another rebound coming from Barrientos. And the crowd applauding. Barangay Ginebra. This game is over. Ginebra scoring 110 points.
Magkakaroon ng shot clock violation ng Ginebra dito. Most likely.
Ito, dinedepensa pa ni Shackelford si Nards Pinto. 7.3 seconds to go. Shot clock violation.
And we're down to 7.3.
Macau, it looks like they want to score.
Yeah.
They want to score. Ito na yung tira.
Shackelford gives it to them. And we are done. 110-93 final count. Barangay Ginebra with its first win in the conference. And the coaches meet at Senate Court. It's time to wrap up this game. We've seen some very good players. And kailangan lang ng Macau to prepare a little more against the competition in the PBA.
I think the import really needs to play a little
that's
harder.
And our best player of the game, please.
Well, si Barrientos, he did so much. Makita natin ang ginawa niya, 25 points, 7 assists, a total of 6 rebounds para sa kanya. And certainly did a lot in controlling the tempo of this game. Justin Brownlee also had a stellar performance, but Barrientos was scoring at will, particularly in the early going of this contest.
He was the maestro of Ginebra tonight, and with Scotty Thompson unable to play, he was able to fill in more than enough for those shoes. That's the final count. And by the way, do join us for the weekend for games in Antipolo here in the PBA, and we'll all be solid together during this weekend. Good night, everybody.
From start to finish, and looking at your own game, first half pa lang, meron ka ng 19 points. What can you attribute to this strong start?
First of all, I just want to say thank you, Lord, sa unang panalo na binigay sa amin ngayong season. Siyempre, ginagawa ko lang naman yung part ko. I will give all credit sa teammates ko, sa coaches, sa game plan namin against Macau.
Thank you, RJ. Marami ring Barangay Ginebra fans that are wanting to hear from you. Any message na gusto mong masabi sa kanila?
Unang-una, maraming salamat po sa mga taga-suporta natin Barangay. Maraming salamat po sa pagpunta dito. Kahit mahal ang gas, nagpunta kayo dito. Maraming salamat po. And binabati ko yung nanay ko na nanonood sa Bulacan, and asawa ko na nandito, nanonood, nakasuporta.
Okay, thank you so much, RJ, and congratulations once again. Now it's time for us to hear from our winning coach.
And welcome to our post-game press conference. We are joined by Barangay Ginebra coach Tim Cone, and coach, you dominated the Macau team. Just talk about what were the keys to the victory.
Yeah, it was a little bit surprising. We didn't see this coming, but I thought our guys came out with a really high sense of urgency to come out and get going in this conference. If the Ginebra fans will remember, I'm sure they remember very well that last conference we got off to a really slow start, lost like 4 of our first 5 games, and pretty much everybody counted us out, but then we battled back, won the twice to win, got to the semis. But that was a hard road that we had to do, and we talked a lot about that. We talked a lot about getting out of the gate quickly this time, and so I thought we came with a real good sense of urgency. Justin was did a lot of Justin things today, and RJ really stepped up in Scotty's absence. So honestly, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by it all, but our guys really worked hard in the preseason and the time that we had, and it showed up in the game. The work they did and the preparation they did this last couple of weeks showed up in the game.
Tim Cone talking about how important it is to prepare, and you know, he is one of the best as far as preparing is concerned. Ginebra off to a great start finito in this game.
Well, si Trotosaro nakakuha ng open lane and quickly coming in for a score. Pass coming from Barrientos, pero si Jenning Leung was all business from outside.
We had anticipated that he would play a big role for Macau here tonight. And also another player who was going to be vital.
Ito, makita natin, 5'8" player, but a left-hander hitting that floater. He was all over the floor. Ang point guard ng Macau.
And
pero si Brownlee,
well,
kita mo naman, wide open.
Just phenomenal. And that's that. When he's in full gear and he's ready, he'll do everything. And Ginebra escaped with a 3-point lead. But the second quarter was phenomenal for the Barangay. They went to town in that second quarter.
Si RJ Aparientos, nakita nila, sumuso ng Macau. They just passed the ball, finding the open guy in the corner. Si Aparientos drilling it from the outside. Tony Mitchell, wide open. And all he did was just camp close to the basket. Very little aggressiveness na pinakita ni Mitchell.
They need
Norbert
so much
Torres.
more from Mitchell and Torres, a contributor coming off the bench. And another big play was this one.
Oh, beautiful pass galing kay Ralph Koo. At si Japet Aguilar hanging in the mid-air to get that dunk.
There was a threat from Macau in the third, but Ginebra managed to put out so many fires lit by Macau.
Both teams were just exchanging baskets, but yes, that shot coming from Holt. Tapos si Troy Rosario on the reverse. Galing kay Nards Pinto, si Chongqui naman. Makikita natin kung anong ginagawa niya, no? Driving.
Yeah. And all the teams have scouted him and they're going to watch him down the road. In the meantime, Pinto had this delivery and then the foul by Mitchell.
Mitchell making some body contact. Pinto with a three-pointer. He will complete the 4-point play.
And that was the score going into the final quarter. And then Holt, Barrientos and Brownlee just took care of tying it all up together.
Ito si Holt. Again, that pass coming from Barrientos. 1 out of the 7 assists ni Barrientos in this contest. Si Chongqui. And here's a 4-pointer coming from Chongqui. Long distance shot.
They tried everything to roll back into the game, but Ginebra kept them at bay. And
Kita mo
look
si
at this.
Barrientos.
Ito yung gutter niya. Ito may hawi ng konti.
I think he was looking for the foul to complete the 3-point play.
That's what he was looking for.
Kasi si Barrientos,
Ito na.
grabe. Ito din si Brownlee. Ito na. Whoa! Two-handed slam dunk. Justin Brownlee capping a performance that was filled with highlights.
Absolutely, and he did some Justin Brownlee things tonight.